Hello, good day, beautiful people. I am the Inspirational Lady Noble 365 Tarot. Welcome to my channel. I greatly appreciate you being here. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. I trust you'll love this vibe. And everything you need to know about me is in the description below. This can be past, present, or future, you or someone around you. So take what resonates and leave the rest for someone else. This is a general read. This is not a personal read. If you like a personal read, check out the description below, and I'll be happy to assist you with doing so. Keep in mind that tarot is a tool. It is not the final rule. So it's a good idea to have an empty cup when you're on Lady Noble's channel and you really want to see what's up, okay? This can be past, present, or future, you or someone around you once again, okay? Repeating that. All are welcome on this channel and all contributions are highly appreciated, okay? We're starting off with the energy of the Knight of Pentacles. So there could be someone who wants to come towards you, offering you some kind of idea to create some kind of expansion, or some kind of idea that will lead to expansion. So this could be someone that you know. This could be a family, a friend, a lover, someone you're dating, but someone could have an idea. They may want your opinion or they may want you to invest, okay? They could be offering you this idea because maybe you mentioned you're interested in creating an extra source of income, or they just feel like it would be an idea that maybe you're interested in. Likely this person may be asking for you to invest, so this could be someone coming to borrow money as well, or someone coming to ask to borrow money so that they can invest in this idea that they have, okay? This could be maybe chipping in. I'm getting people putting their money together to buy some kind of property, okay? This could be a group of 3 people who are going to partner together to buy some kind of real estate. This could be a house. This could be a storefront, okay? This could be somewhere where either they want to create or establish some kind of source of income. So if it's a home, likely they're thinking about making it into a rental property, okay? If it's a storefront, likely this is someone considering opening a boutique, a clothing store, a hair salon, a barber shop, okay? There's something that they want to do with this real estate that they feel that will put them in a position of abundance and prosperity. So whether or not you choose to lend this money, Spirit is saying just be mindful that whatever you are offering, you have free will to do so. So this could be someone you care about. This could be a child of yours, a relative. But make sure that the money that you are lending is something that would not make you angry if they weren't to pay you back, if they weren't going to pay you back, and not necessarily because someone is coming to borrow money and deliberately not pay you back. This could be an investment where someone is promised something and they are assuming that things are going to turn out well. And the people that they are partnering with may not do a financial return as swift and quick as expected. So I'm picking up, this may not be because this person is trying to lie to you or swindle you. For some of you, the person that they're partnering with or buying this property with is making a promise that really isn't guaranteed to take off right away, okay? So a good example of this is like them maybe purchasing this rental property and right away not finding the proper tenant, someone who could afford the rent or the leasing agreement. Or this is starting a business and, it takes time to generate clientele with any business, and not being able to give you a return or give this person, a return on their portion of the investment, okay? It's going to take time to get off the ground. So if you're willing to help this person, basically Spirit is saying, make sure that you're loaning money that you're willing to wait to be paid back to you, okay? Because this is something that is a good idea, but it's going to require patience, okay? So it's not saying not to help this person, but it's going to require patience. Yeah, with the 3 of Pentacles, I just said this could be 2 people or 3 people gathering. Okay, this could also be someone gathering, maybe borrowing money to purchase tools. Maybe these are a group of friends who are going to start a home improvement business or a home repair business, okay, where they have different clients, where they go to people's houses doing different remodeling and interior, exterior, remodeling I'm picking up. Okay, so this person could be coming to borrow just to purchase tools. Okay, so just be willing to be patient, Spirit is saying. Okay, because this business ideal or proposition is genuine. It's genuine. It's not anything nefarious that is coming up so far. If it was, I shared that with you. Okay. And so with teacher here and the cards here, and so Spirit is saying, be mindful, take this reading and this message as a confirmation. It's okay to help and assist people. From time to time, people worldwide need or require help, even millionaires, or those who you may feel may have it all together. People require help sometimes. But make sure that you are lending money, that you're willing to be patient when it comes to waiting to receive a return on what you're loaning. Okay. So basically, don't go into your account that's for your personal household and lend this money out to this person. Make sure the money you're lending is extra in your account of extra funds. Okay. Because you don't want to sacrifice your well-being or your home front. You want to make sure you pay your lights and gas, or the children are taken care of, or the car note and insurance is paid. You don't want to make that kind of sacrifice based on depending, this person promising, oh, I'll get it back to you in 2 weeks, or I'll get it back to you in 30 days, when in reality, it may take 6 months to a year for some of you to see this return. If this is a business getting off the ground brand new, things take time, okay? But this offer, what this person is presenting, is genuine. It's not a lie. That's coming up clear. This person is really determined and want to do something different. This could be someone who is working on progressing in life, male or female, and they want to try something different. And yeah, they're not lying or scamming you, okay? And so we have the Eight of Wands. And so, yeah, so this information is going to come to you out of nowhere. This could also be at a family gathering, or maybe you're out hanging out and this person wants to bring this up, while you're having drinks, or while you're at the bar, or while you're at your family gathering somewhere, okay? Mm-hmm, 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 mm-hmm. Yeah, this person is going to reveal everything to you about this business idea. Either they're going to want you to join this idea, or someone is coming to borrow money for this idea or ask for a loan, okay? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. With the Six of Pentacles, I can see you having a conversation, making sure that you get clarity and asking a lot of questions. You want to make sure. So for some of you, you could be getting this loan, maybe writing a statement or writing a letter and having them sign off that they're borrowing this money from you. Okay. You probably say, sure, but let me get this in writing in case I have to take you to court. Okay. But this will be a positive turnout for this person. It will be. So if this is someone maybe they're working on progressing in life. I'm hearing turning over a new leaf. Maybe I'm also picking up someone being released from jail or something, and trying to create a stream of income. Okay. This person, they're seeking employment, but someone is going to tell them, you come up with so and so, I can put some money in your pocket. But it's legal, it's legit, it's not illegal. But it's going to be prosperous. Okay. When this idea they're coming to you with, it's going to be prosperous. Okay. And so this is someone who is working on creating more progress in their life financially, when it comes to their stability, when it comes to being self-efficient and resilient and being able to take care of themselves, not being so reliant on others. We all have different circumstances. Some people have to rely on others, but this is someone who wants to work on being independent. This is also someone who's desiring to have their own living space. Maybe they're living with someone temporarily, and that's okay, but they're desiring to have their own home. Okay, so they're working towards it. Okay, they're working towards it. And so with the Three of Swords here, Spirit is saying this is just, a spiritual notification for you to be mindful. Make sure the money you're lending, there's something repeated again. This is not from your personal stash. This is not from the account that holds the budgeting for your personal household. Okay. Let this be from the savings account of extra. Okay. All right. But meanwhile, with the Eight of Pentacles, it looks like they're going to be working hard to commit themselves to prove to you, if you choose for some of you to loan this money, they're going to be working hard to get you your return and to execute the plan. Okay. So this could be something like if someone's going to open a restaurant, a store, a barber shop, a nail salon, maybe advertising is necessary and required. They're going to make sure that they're advertising and, they're on all the social media platforms. They may even place something in a newspaper. They may even get a radio ad where people can hear over the radio to come to their business. They're going to really be compliant with their part of this new business venture. Very positive energy here. This is a very determined spirit, a very determined spirit. And I picked up someone's being released from jail or prison and they're doing something different with their life. And this is legal, this is legit, and they want to show and prove, not just to others, but to themselves, that they can do something different. And they wanted something about, I want to get it right. They want to get it right. Okay. This person could have children as well. Okay. A lot of determination, male or female. Okay. But they're going to be very successful. Okay. Yeah. With the Ace of Swords, this person has received a lot of clarity and understanding and reality of where they want to go in their life. Okay. If this isn't someone incarcerated, collective, this could simply just be someone around you, a family member, a friend, a son, a daughter, a niece, a goddaughter, or a godson, just an associate, a coworker, someone around you. They're desiring to make changes in their life. And so they've been in reflection mode and they have been receiving clarity about what steps to take, and they understand, that source has told them to make their next move, their best move, make sure it's something that is the opposite of what they are accustomed to. And for them to step out on faith and try something new. Okay. Yeah. So it's leading them to the Nine of Cups. So this is going to be success. This is success. Whoever this is coming towards you, collective, they're going to be successful. They're going, male or female, they're going to be very successful. Okay. And with the King of Pentacles here, this energy here, this is generational wealth. This is money for the long haul. This is not something temporary. This is something that's going to be around for a while. Okay. Something they can leave to their grandchildren or their children or to their family members. Yeah, very prosperous energy here. Very prosperous energy here. Mm-hmm. I'm hearing something about a whole new world. This person is taking actions to open their life to a whole new world. Very beautiful. So much so it's going to shock people because people are accustomed to seeing this person in the Five of Pentacles, left out, maybe not having so much when it comes to being financially secure. Maybe this was or is someone who was likely or have been through a lot of financial hardships. But this turnaround, a new leaf, I keep hearing a new leaf, is going to shock everyone who ever gossip about this person, whoever belittled them, pass judgment on them, because this person is really going to be successful. Okay, they might even branch out after collaborating with these people. I'm getting 2 to 3 people, as I mentioned earlier. This person may even branch out and establish themselves independently in other different business ventures. Okay. So with the Ten of Swords, this is the end of this person suffering financially, being without. If this is someone who is incarcerated, as I mentioned earlier, this is also the end of this person going back and forth or in and out of prison or jail. That is over with. A lot of positive changes, a lot of prosperity, a lot of abundance in this read. This is someone who really knows what they want and they're working for it. It's a difference between talking a talk and walking a walk. This isn't someone who's sitting around just talking good about what they want. Each and every day, they're making an effort to work towards their goals. Excuse me. Each and every day, they're making an effort. Okay. And that's why they're being supported. The divine is supporting this person with the Ace of Pentacles because they're on the right track. their intentions are pure. And spirit knows, the source knows if your intentions are pure. Whether this is starting a business, going to school, getting a relationship, expanding your family, the divine knows when your intentions are pure. So this person may also apply for maybe a grant or some kind of loan in addition to asking for a loan. And it may also get approved as well. Okay. And so this is not somebody being slick. This is someone who's being supported. The universe is supporting their ideas. The universe is supporting their agenda because their intentions are pure. They're not trying to compete. They're not trying to develop and establish to prove a point. They're doing this for themselves. They're following their divine purpose. They're following the desires that they want to fulfill in their life. Very beautiful energy. No more having insomnia, being worried or confused about how they're going to pay their bills, how they're going to get by. This person is going to be, I'm hearing life-changing story, a life-changing story. So this could be someone collective who has been extremely known, okay, to maybe be in the streets, or someone who used to indulge in a lot of illegal activity, but they're no longer doing that. And this person is going to be so successful that there are going to be people who may still be gossiping, accusing them of being fraudulent when actually they're legit, when actually they're just working hard and they're just good at it. They're just good at what they do. Okay. Yeah. I just said it's going to change their world changing. This is going to change their life and change their world. Okay. This person may be MIA, but not because they're hiding or running. You have to move different. When life becomes different, you have to move different. And this person is actually, whomever this reading is for, you're being prepared to walk into a lot of favor and blessings in your life. And when you're working on progress in your life or success, you have to be mindful of the company you keep. You have to establish boundaries and rules. And yes, it's going to make people angry, but that's part of the process of being successful, of living a life of fulfillment. You're going to disappoint people, but you can't be a care bear. You can't block your dreams and block your favor and opportunity because you're concerned about what people are going to think. People are going to call you arrogant. People are going to say you're stuck up. Like I said earlier, someone is going to be accusing this person of being a fraud, and they're not. Maybe in the past, but this is a new day. This is a new timeline. This person is making a lot of positive progress because, as I mentioned earlier, they have been in reflection with source, with the divine, and they have come to the conclusion that it is time to make a change for the better, that this time around they're doing things the right way. Maybe this was someone who wasn't so good with money when it comes to their finances. Well, this person is gaining a better relationship when it comes to they're a good steward, their finances, they are a good steward. And because they are a good steward, that's why they are being blessed with favor and opportunity and approval. Someone's going to be approved for a loan or a grant, okay? They're going to have people who are going to want to partner with them. This is going to change their world. And as I say, you have to move different. You cannot have the same people who hung around with you in the hood at the corporate office with you. It's very risque when you try to take the hood to the office. I'm speaking metaphorically here. People will try to sabotage what you're building, what you're creating. People will also resent you because you're choosing to love yourself and progress in life. And so you cannot take people with you. You have to be stingy with your time. You have to enforce your boundaries, and you have to be mindful of the company that you keep, because there are people who will attach themselves to you just to lurk, just to record, mimic you, copy you, and try to mirror your energy or possibly sabotage or destruct. Everyone does not have pure intentions. There are very few people in the world here on planet Earth who will really genuinely applaud you and want you to be happy. A person will smile, hug, shake your hand. A person may even Bible thump, read a scripture to you. But quoting a scripture means nothing at all. What matters the most is, who are you when no one's around? Who are you when no one's around? So you have to move different. If you want to have longevity in life, if you want to have longevity in what you're building, what you're creating, you have to have rules. And even if you're not, this isn't a business deal or you're becoming wealthy, just to have peace in your daily life, peace in your home with your children or your spouse, you have to have boundaries. You have to enforce them, and you still have to be mindful of the company that you keep. Everyone is not for you, and we're not just put here to party and BS. There are other things to enjoy and explore. It's okay to turn up, but you have to have boundaries and limitation. Everything has to be done within a balance. And so I see this person, walking on a new timeline, embracing the success and prosperity, but working for it. This isn't someone that's being given anything. They're putting in the work. If it's saving money, they're being more frugal. Okay, they're being a good steward of their assets. If it's losing weight, they're eating healthy. If it's self-esteem, they're working on their confidence. They're applying themselves, they're walking the walk, and they're not just talking the talk. Okay. And so this is something they have been wanting to do their entire life. As you see the little girl passing the flower to the adult on the other side of this fence here. And so this person, whatever this business is, it is part of their divine purpose. It is one of their divine purpose. Okay. So they have several missions and several gifts and things that requires for them to tap into. But whatever this business venture is, it's part of their path and their mission. So as I said, if you are this person, you could be this person who's experiencing this. You're about to experience this glow up, that is changing your life. You could have people passing judgment on you because maybe you've done some things in your past. That means nothing. When you're chosen, you're chosen. Only humans here in the matrix on planet Earth choose to pass judgment on people based on, what they've done 10, 25 years ago. It doesn't mean that you can't be successful, just because you've been through some ish. It doesn't mean you can't be successful because you've been incarcerated. It doesn't mean you can't be successful because maybe you drink or smoke and you're fighting sobriety. It doesn't mean you can't be successful. Maybe you used to be into adult entertainment and you've changed your mind and now you want to do something different. It doesn't mean that you're not loved and you're not favored. It doesn't mean that all great things are not possible for you, because they are the reciprocal. They are. And you're doing just that. You're being mindful of the company that you keep. Your circle is going to get smaller and smaller. That is for a reason and that is for a purpose. And Spirit is saying, God is saying for you to honor that and respect that. Everyone cannot go with you. That's why they say it's lonely at the top. Tell them you in a two-seater. That's what I say. Tell them you in a two-seater, okay? It's lonely at the top because you cannot. If you try to drag people with you that don't belong, there are repercussions for that. They're likely to show resentment or double cross you, okay? Or they'll try to dismantle what you are planning, what you are building, and you do not need that in your life. So walk with confidence, whoever you are, because there are some people watching or who is clicking on this video, and you need to remain optimistic about your present as well as your future. And those ideas that you have, they are not dumb, they are not stupid. If someone is telling you that, because that's just dropped down in my spirit, you're just sharing your ideas with the wrong people. So continue to, once again, they're telling me to hold this card up. I've held it up 10 times. You see her head is down. She's focused on the task. Stay focused on the positive things. Stay focused on people who are cheering for you, who are supportive of you, who want to see you win and applaud you. If you share any of your ideas and a person is negative or sarcastic, that is spiritual confirmation that those are not your people, family or not. So stay focused on growing and developing those ideas, that project, writing out that business plan. Someone is writing out a business plan or writing out what they're going to do once this approval of this grant and this money comes through. So it's meant for you. Make sure, you're confident in your walk. Okay. And so as you move forward, you're going to lose friends. You're going to have people passing judgment. They're going to gossip. Let them talk. Spirit is saying, let them talk. Do not argue with anyone. It's not worth it. Do not prove no point. Do not explain a thing. Stay focused on yourself. pouring into you, working on your dreams, your goals, your aspirations. As quick as the timing goes these days, as quick as you get up, it's time for you to rest and have another day. You should use that as inspiration and motivation to make sure that you're utilizing your currency, aka your time, wisely while you're here on planet Earth. Don't allow people to come into your life and try to distract you, because it's all about distractions, so that you will have an increasing wedge between you and living a life that is fulfilled, or between you and living in your divine purpose. Don't allow people, places, and things to distract you. Remember, do things within a balance and be mindful of the company that you keep. It is not confusing. The battle is over. The battle is over. And those who want to stay in this vibration, in this energy of conflict with themselves, that is a personal choice. But Spirit is saying, when you recognize this energy collective, you don't have to be confrontational. You don't have to check anybody. Remove yourself. Identify what it is. Hey, that's not for me. This person is still confused. This is someone who doesn't want to move forward. Okay, let me move on. It's just that simple. Okay, so like I said, they're saying, say it again. You're going to hurt some feelings and lose some friends. How do you think any celebrity or any person you consider collective to be successful? They had to be strong. They had to tap into their strength. You cannot please everybody. You're not here to please everybody. So get that out of your mindset. It's all about self-preservation, and you come first. And the best thing you could do is give yourself the opportunity to have options in your life and explore and enjoy and have fun. Okay. Life is not about always being in confrontation, being in conflict, and, doing nothing, work, and go to sleep. It's about more than that. But the only people who can understand that is those who are on another frequency and vibration, and those who are interested in doing something different. And as I mentioned earlier, I'm speaking to someone, this is for someone who has been judged, possibly ridiculed for a lot of things in your life. And people may accuse you of things, and some of those things were in the past, and a lot of those things aren't even true about you. But it doesn't mean that you can't be successful. And they're also saying there's something about your story that is meant that everyone needs to see. This abundance, this prosperity, it's going to happen in front of your enemies, in front of your haters, because everyone needs to see your success story. Like I said, if you were someone who was maybe a heavy drinker, you no longer, indulge heavily, this is something you overcame, but it's something about your story, world changing, life changing, that the people around you and the world needs to see and know about you. So if you are on social media, or there's something you want to do, go ahead and create that platform. Be patient with yourself. Make sure you're having fun with it, but someone needs to hear your story. Your story needs to be told, and they're saying you're like an example of how to overcome. People give themselves many excuses of why they can't get to a more calmer, smoother situation in their life, of why they can't get to a state of peace. But something about your story is a true example of how a person can overcome regardless. And I'm also picking up, you've been through many things, maybe unhealthy relationships, maybe fighting sobriety, maybe being homeless, maybe family who mistreated you in many ways. You've been through a lot. You have a story to tell. For some of you, you may even think of writing a book to tell your story, and it can inspire and assist others. And so, yes, this is a thumbs up emoji from the universe. You're on the right path. You have not made a mistake. And anyone speaking down on anything positive that you are doing, that's nothing to become upset about. That is confirmation that those are not your people. Okay. Your dreams and goals and aspirations are for you. It's not for other people to understand or understand who you are or what you do. And so, seeking validation, is really a waste of time. You're not here for that. Savannah Christiana, she's a musical artist that I love listening to. Check out her music, you guys. Savannah Christiana. And in one of her songs, she say, next time you see me doing something unfamiliar, she say, it ain't about where I come from, it's about where I'm going. She said, I don't want your opinion, I don't want your validation, it's about where I'm going. And yeah, check her out, Savannah Christiana. Beautiful inspiration, inspiring music, and it's very inspirational. But yeah, you're not looking for their judgment, and Spirit does not want you focusing on their judgment. People are going to talk and gossip Spirit is just saying, let them. We have to get out of the point, get out of wanting to, argue with people and prove ourselves. You don't have to prove a thing, okay? You're on the right path, okay? And so the Fool card is confirming for you to have courage, Have courage. Let no one deter you. If people not for you, just respect it and move on. Do not force anyone, to be in your life or force anyone to like you or applaud for you. There's a reason why people fall to the side. There's a reason why people lose connection. There's a reason why things will be revealed to you on this path in many areas of your life. And then divine wants you to see it as a positive, not a negative, okay? Male or female, remember gender is fluid in tarot. This is you, star quality, star potential. And so you're tapping into that inner niggle, inner wiggle. You're bringing that star appeal, and people are not going to like it, especially people who have nothing going on, especially people who want to stay in the energy of the Ten of Wands. They're going to gossip. They're going to say your idea, it doesn't make sense, or they're going to, gossip or, try to create strife and trouble for you. The haters are necessary. They are. They confirm that you are important because you have their attention, you're on their mind, and you're in their hearts. So don't try to prove a point to them. Continue working because this is what you're moving towards. Look at the expression on her face. She's like, vacation, this feels good. I'm so glad that I kept working. I'm so glad that I stayed focused on my goals and I ignored all the nonsense. I'm so glad that I stayed confident. Don't even allow people to get you upset. People will try to rage bait you, collective. They see your joy. They see the star power. You may not see it, but you're setting the foundation for it. Okay. And the people around you, they see this. This is very powerful. It's in your aura. It's in your conversation. It's in your heka. It's in your energy. When you step into the room, they see this here and it becomes intimidating and it infuriates people. It stirs their demons. It taps them on the shoulder. It's like a reflection. You send off a reflection with a star so bright, with a light so powerful. You have that charisma and that upbeat energy, and so this whole reading, this is a reading of someone who stays high vibing, grateful, thankful. We're not talking about pretending or faking, but this is someone who is grateful. You're a grateful person. You're thankful. You're not someone complaining about everything. You have learned and conquered. The whole idea of complaining will get you nowhere, but keep you in a lower state of being. So you're very grateful and thankful, and your life is reflecting the work that you are putting in. And bottom line, that's what it is. People don't like when your life is reflecting the work that you're putting in. And that's where the jealousy and envy comes from. But we all have free will. We can choose to give our energy to whatever we want to. Some people choose not to change and stay where they are, and they have free will to do so. But they can't stop you, from getting to where you're going. You no longer have to look over your shoulder. You could be someone who didn't have people around you could trust. All that is changing because you're moving to the point you're going to be more boisterous and vocal about who you're allowing in and who isn't allowed. And as I said, if feelings get hurt, so be it. You're not allowing anyone to throw you out of balance. Everything in life has to be done in balance, okay? Everything. You've accepted your awakening, and it's time for them to find their way in their own life. Those people around you who are non-supportive, jealous, haters, liars, spreading gossip, slandering, pay it no attention. Spirit wants you to focus on the love. People, places, and things that are supportive, that are positive, do things that make you feel good, feed your spirit, feed your soul. It may be dancing, or your favorite movie. Okay, getting out in nature. Okay, I don't know, going shopping. Okay, we love to go shopping. That could be your thing. I don't care if you're just going to buy a shirt or a pair of socks. But anything, taking yourself out to dinner. Doing arts and craft at home. Maybe you want to do paint with a twist at home. There are many things that you can do inside or outside or in life, period. But do what floats your boat. Do what brings the love and the peace into your life collective. Source does not want you intermingling or entangling yourself with different people in situations that aren't about peace. You know when someone is about peace, okay? The Six of Swords is moving to a calmer situation and the lover's energy here. So they want you to focus on this, being at peace, being in the energy of love. Love is the best choice at this time, it is a strength. Love is the strength. I had some tea the other day and I keep the tea tags. Yeah, I'm corny like that. The yogi says on this tea tag here, it says, your greatest strength is love. Your greatest strength is love. So it's better to be focused on the positive things. We already know what's happening in the world and on social media. Those are distractions, but there's no need to become emotionally attached to these negative things. Okay, there's no need for that. There's a repercussion when you allow yourself to be emotionally attached to things that are out of your control and really out of your control. Okay. And so it's time for that transformation in your life. Time for that transformation. Be brave, be grateful, be thankful, whoever you are. Congratulations to you for acknowledging the spiritual nudge. You've been in connection with Source. Does not matter what your belief system is. All are always welcome on Lady Noble's channel. But you've been in connection with Source, the divine, okay, Elohim, Supreme, whatever your belief system is. And you have agreed to move forward in a prosperous, genuine way. Okay, in a prosperous, genuine way. This isn't anything illegal. This isn't anything crooked where somebody trying to, let me scrape 200 off the top, or I do it for 50. This is not none of that. This is a whole new ball game. This is a whole new energy, and it's going to be very prosperous. So stay optimistic about your present as well as your future, and never mind these distractions. And as people reveal themselves to you, as the late great Maya Angelou would say, when people show you who they are, believe them. Don't become upset. When people show you, they're fake, good. That's someone who's letting you know, hey, I'm not made for you. It's time to get rid of me. I'm fake. When people show you, they're jealous, they're good. It's time to get rid of them out of your life. They're letting you know, you can't trust me. I'm fake. I'm phony. I'm a hater. So don't be angry about it. Be grateful and no longer allow these kind of people to have access to your life. And it doesn't matter whether they are family members or not. Sometimes you have to permanently cut off family, and you're not going to be punished for that. When I say that, that's because someone needs to know that. There are people who have been conditioned to think that they have to keep toxic, unhealthy family members in their life. Whether it's your mother, your father, your sister, your brother, your uncle, your cousin, your grandparent, there are people who feel that they're going to be punished. You will not be loved any less by the divine because you choose to not deal with negative, toxic people. It is okay to love them from a distance, family or not. You are not going to be casted or punished by anyone. So maybe someone has been brainwashing you or putting fear in you, trying to make you feel or think, you must deal with this aunt, this uncle, or this mother or father who is negative or toxic in your life, or possibly a troublemaker or a thief, or possibly you have a parental figure who gathers with other people. Okay, people are from different backgrounds. This is for someone who needs to hear it. Maybe you have family members who are just very envious and dark and jealous, and they're not the type to be supportive. There are some families who are very unified and loving, and there's also some who aren't, okay? So, yeah, you're not going to be punished for that, So don't feel that you have to live your life and punish yourself by being around these miserable people, because I'm picking up like the whole family. You're like they're just dark and they're low vibrational, very negative, influential people, just no kind of influence, no kind of motivation. It's like a crab in a barrel kind of family lineage bloodline thing. But you were put here and chosen to break that cycle. Look at all the things we just went through in this reading. You were chosen for a reason. Okay. And so the things that, humans, try to make you feel a thing that God only chooses to qualify, that isn't how it goes. And I would never put the divine or the most high in a box. And I hear people put God in a box all the time. I would never limit God. So this is for you. And it looks like in your lineage, in your bloodline, those who did downplay you or come up against you in any negative way, it's like you were hidden in plain sight. It's like you were the treasure. And so they're going to be, like I mentioned earlier, they're going to be surprised. You are going to shock some people, collective. If it's not your story, it's somebody around you who's about to go through this major glow up, okay? And you're gonna be like, I just heard this was gonna happen, because this could be someone you know. But you're gonna shock people because they thought that you would never ever change. You would always be what they always knew. They thought you would always be what they always knew of you. Okay, but divine had another plan. We experience life to learn lessons, to be smarter, to be wiser, to learn a lesson and go to the next lesson, to ascend higher. We're here to learn, we're here to grow. And people were under the assumption, no matter what state of being that you were in, whether it was being homeless, whether it was maybe drinking a lot, whatever, maybe you had some kind of addiction, they thought you would remain there, and that's just not how life goes. God does not choose to qualify anyone. That's not how it goes. Maybe you're someone who you never attended the family church. Maybe you have a family members who they all attend church and you're the only one. Maybe you were ridiculed for that. Maybe you were put down for that, and you were often to yourself. Maybe you had a different belief system. And it turns out that out of your whole family, you are the one who's turning out to be successful. You are the one who turned over a new leaf. You are the one who's breaking all these generational curses. Just because a person attends a cathedral and can quote a verse, as I always say, because people think and feel that that means something, and it just means that you have a good memory. But the problem is a lot of us have a problem with remembering who we are and how powerful we are. But you're turning out to be the one who they thought would never rise to the occasion. You're surprising these people, your family, your friends, they are going to be very shocked. You're the one they put down. You're the one who they thought would never, make a turnover in their life, a change in their life. I'm hearing someone say, oh, they're going to always be that way. They're going to always do that. Oh, they're a drunk. They're a this, they're a that. And you're going to turn out to be the first millionaire in your lineage. You're breaking all these generational curses. You putting in work. They talking all that smack, but you're the chosen one and you're putting in all the work, and your ancestors are proud of you. So none of your suffering has gone unnoticed. Not only are you coming into financial wealth and a lot of material, tangible wealth that can be seen and that you deserve, but they are proud of you. Your passed on loved ones are proud of you, collective. So stay patient. I know you will. I know you will stay determined because this energy of this read is of a determined nature. This isn't someone who gives up. You're going to keep on moving and being in the energy of celebrating. And people will be watching. You could possibly be marrying. I'm hearing remarrying. Okay, maybe someone's renewing their vows, or you could meet someone new and they could choose to marry you, or if not, maybe just a live-in spouse situation. To each his own. Okay, it is your life. You do what you please. This channel is not about judging people and telling people what they should do or they're gonna be punished. We don't do that over here. We don't do that over here. You know. Okay. Everything on this channel is spiritually led. The only intentions here is to create a spark within you so that you'll pivot in your own direction that is best for you in your own right timing. That is best for you and not me. Okay. May you be intrigued and find the light within. May you be continue to have strength, for the long haul, retire and enjoy your grandchildren. That kind of wealth and success, Oh, I'm not going to the store today. You go open up the stove for me. I'm retired. You didn't pass this on to your grandchildren or, to your son or your daughter, retired. I'm going to stay here with the grandbaby. I'm not going in today, baby. That kind of energy. Very beautiful. Yeah, leaving it all behind. Leaving it all behind. The Six of Swords twice confirmed. Leaving it all behind. You see how she's looking back? That's over with now. Look at all that darkness back there. That is the past. It is gone. Okay, the car is going in an opposite direction. Opposite direction. Okay? Yes. And you're like, now I can relax and chill. What am I going to do today? You have that energy where you can relax and chill. That Four of Swords energy. Yeah, generational. Yes, wealth and success and abundance and prosperity. People will be talking about you for years to come because whoever you are, you're the one out the family that everyone belittled. You are the one that they condemned. You are the one that no one wanted to help. You could have went through a lot of hardships and people laughed at you. I'm hearing your entire life, made fun of you, mockery of you. And there were people who were in a position to help you, but instead they watched. They just watched when they could have helped. But it's okay. It's okay. Okay. So basically, they've had their time on your timeline. Spirit is saying you don't have to give them access. You can love them from a distance. And when I say love them from a distance, when it comes to family or anyone for that matter, not gossiping about them and not wishing them no harm. They're not even on your mind, and nor do you have discussions about them. That's called loving from a distance. You're not projecting negative energy. If someone brings their name up, you're not saying, oh, I hope they this. No, 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 no. You're wishing them well. And spirit knows it wholeheartedly. You just don't deal with them because you cannot control them or change who they are, but you can control yourself. And so since we understand this, that's when you choose to love people from a distance. You can't change who they are, but you can change and control yourself. So it's best to let people be who they are wherever they at. Okay? Back. Give me 50 feet. Like over there, okay? You can't do that over here, but you can do that over there. With the Knight of Swords here, you could have Taurus placement, Sun, Moon, or Rising, any placement in your chart. There are people who think about you, who will be talking about you. There are people who are going to wish they could be a part of your world, but they can't. And do not force anyone. And Spirit is saying that who, you shouldn't allow with you on this journey. You know who you need to leave out of your life. Okay, because they're unhealthy. They've already showed you who they are. And I'm also picking up that you've spent many years, a lot of years, almost, not your entire life, but almost half your life, dealing with these toxic people. But finally, you have put an end to it. It's over with. It's gone. It's gone. It's a new cycle. Okay. You're not dealing with the drama. You're at peace now. You're happier now. You could also see your money increasing now. Lots of blessings and favor coming out of nowhere. A lot of financial surprises. This could be you out at a restaurant, someone paying for your meal, or you being in a store and your groceries are free. It happens, okay? Your groceries are free. And you're like, how do you do that? Well, you're the so-and-so customer. Today your groceries are free. That kind of thing, okay? You're in the energy of the high priestess. You're well balanced. You know who you are. And so Spirit is saying, you see those shades are down. You know what's up, collective. You know what's up. You know what you need to do. You know who you need to keep out of your life. Because the moment you allow these toxic people, family, friend, whomever, back into your life, you're going to self-inflict stagnation. You're going to halt your blessings and opportunity. And you'll have to start all over from scratch. And you're going to be wondering, like, what happened? But I thought you're sending out the wrong signal. See, when we moonwalk, when we go backwards, we're sending out the signal that we're not done learning the lesson with that particular person at hand. You're letting the divine know, you're letting the universe know that the lesson has not been learned and you want to repeat. A good example of this would be in a karmic relationship, going back and forth with people, being in a relationship romantically is a good example of this. And you both are unhealthy, the same thing keep happening, whether it's cheating, whatever, but you keep giving this person chance after chance. It just gets worse. It does not get better. It just gets worse. And so one of the reasons it gets worse, even in marriages, because you're sending out the signal that you're not ready for anything new and that you haven't learned the lesson. So if you're giving, I haven't learned the lesson, I'm going to stay in this unhealthy relationship. They're like, okay, well, let me pause the blessings. Hold on. Let's leave the blessings. Not to say you can't have it. Let's pause the blessing and let them finish learning the lesson they need to learn. Because 99.99% of the time, the person that you are connected to that is unhealthy for you, they're not entitled to experience your favor, your opportunity. And you can't force it. So when you try to force it, you're halting the blessings, the opportunity, the windfall, the new job, the new relationship, the new car, the new house, the weight loss, the good report on your doctor's report, diagnosis, whatever. Okay. You're halting these things from happening. And sad to say, but true, not sad to say, because people have free will. True. There are people who will perish from planet Earth and choose to sacrifice themselves for other people. They will choose to not acknowledge. They will choose to stay in those patterns, whether it's romantic, friendship, business partnership, or family, or friend. There are people who will stay in unhealthy connections. Somebody ain't for you, or you've had way too many fallouts. Let it go. And you don't need permission for this. You don't have to announce, oh, I'm not going to talk to you no more. You don't have to announce your arrival or your departure. But we've been programmed to feel we have to explain everything. But just like we feel we have to show and tell everything, we have to explain every moment, everything that we're doing. No, we don't. People know what they're doing, collective, and a lot of them do it on purpose intentionally. They don't need closure. They don't want to have a conversation. They do what they do on purpose. They want you to go in opposite direction, but you keep trying to stay. And if you're steady trying to stay, the universe is like, okay, they haven't learned the lesson. Hold the blessing. Wait a minute. Put a pause. They don't want that $1 million. Put a pause on that. Put a pause on it. There are people who will sacrifice their entire life because they've been programmed and told if they end that relationship or marriage that they're going to be punished. Far from the truth. Far from the truth. Far from the truth. Not true at all. There's nowhere where it's written and saying, thou shalt punish themselves and sacrifice themselves for someone who is constantly and consistently refusing to change. That ain't written nowhere. The divine and your ancestors do not want you being in anything that is not feasible or conducive to your well-being. That is not healthy. We are all worthy. Yes, we're here to learn and experience. But once you experience, a lot of times you have to let that go. You have to move on. You may reflect on it. You may look back at it, but it's a lesson to be learned. Nothing more, nothing less. It's a lesson to be learned and for you to move on and find a way not to repeat it in the next one. He like, that's right. So this is a lot of success and you're doing wonderful and you're making great changes. But yeah, you're going to be the talk of the town, the talk of your family, the topic of discussion, or maybe you that one, all of your high school friends, you graduated with or went to college with, they're even going to be chattering about, the major change that you are making or that you have made. Great big change. You've been through a lot. You've been through a lot. And you may even look at yourself in the mirror sometimes, collective, and say, I've been through a lot. You may look at yourself and say, I've been through a lot. I'm so grateful. I'm so thankful. And you've done it by yourself, you and the divine. You've been alone in the things that you have overcame. And when I say alone, I'm talking about humans. I'm not talking about spiritually speaking, because none of us are ever alone. The essence is within, and God is always present, and your ancestors are always available. But I'm picking up on someone who has overcame a lot by themselves. You could also be a single parent who have been through some things by yourself. And even as we're watching this read, you're still pushing through. Keep pushing through. Keep doing that. Keep doing that. Because you'll look back and you'll be laughing and telling these stories to other people, encouraging other people, motivating other people. Oh, you'll be all right. I remember so-and-so, so-and-so. You're going to be just fine. Because there are people, collective, whoever you are, you're very powerful, you're very strong. There are people who go through one hardship in life and unfortunately, they're not able to overcome it. They either want to exit up out of here or they just never return to who they once were. But I'm picking up, you've been through multiple, like back-to-back things throughout your life. You're chosen for this. You're chosen out of your bloodline, out of your lineage. You're the chosen one to be successful in overcoming these things back to back. People cheating on you, lying to you, deceiving you, collaborating against you, stealing from you. All these things back to back. You could also be someone who has or have had a lot of issues or conflict when it comes to employment. And when I say conflict, meaning you're not doing nothing but your job, but for some reason you don't belong in the workforce. It's just you're an entrepreneur. It ain't for you. I'm gonna say it like that. It ain't for you. And you've had so many challenges on all these jobs, and you often have questioned yourself, like, what is it? Is it something I'm doing? No, you're chosen. It's not meant for you. I'm not telling anyone to quit their job, but it's not meant for you to be employed under someone else's dream and goal and aspiration. It's meant for you to be working for yourself, establishing your own goals, creating your own generational wealth, not working under someone else's thumb and helping them create generational wealth for their children and grandchildren who you don't know. Yeah, it pays the bills, but specifically, I'm picking up, you're someone who has had conflict on these jobs, like throughout your life. Maybe when you got your first job as a teenager, then when you was in your 20s, people on the job have a problem with you. And you're not doing nothing but showing up and working. That kind of energy. None of your hard work has gone unnoticed. This is not a coincidence. This reading is confirmation for you. This is confirmation for you. There are a lot of people who go through hardships and experiences and they feel like, they just can't overcome it. They can't regain their stability. They feel like it's just too much. It's just too much for some people. And they never return to themselves. They never regain their stability. They're unable to recalibrate. But you've managed to hold on. Male or female, very strong, very powerful energy. Very powerful energy. You experience this a lot of times, and people often watched. They stood outside instead of saying, hey, collective, at the top it's an opening, you ain't stuck right. There were people to watch you being in this situation, metaphorically speaking. This could represent many things. any kind of hardship, suffering, or pain that you endured. And they know there was relief available, but no one wanted to share that with you. And so we have Aries energy. Okay, that's that fire energy. So the fire has ignited in you. The fire has ignited in you. You're being restored. You're being restored from all the times that people wanted to watch you suffer. And these are people who were supposed to help. Now, I understand that there are times where people are unable to help or they don't know what to do and they can't help you. But these are people who were supposed to protect you, support you. And Spirit is saying they were in the position where they could help you. They made a choice not to. And it was deliberate. It was on purpose. It was intentional. Many gathered and laughed about your suffering. Who's laughing now? These are the same people who are going to watch you. Look at that. Aries and Libra. These are the same people who are going to be watching and they want to be a part of your world. They want to reach out to you. They want to call you. They want to talk to you. These people may need a favor. And I'm not saying that to tease anyone, but I'm just delivering the message. They may need a favor. And they're being in positions where you're the only one they could reach out to, but they know they're not welcome and they know you wouldn't respond. A lot of diabolical dark energy here. This family, whoever they are, these group of friends, very dark energy, narcissistic energy, controlling energy. They know that you found your place of peace. They know that. This could also be an ex-lover who's now indulging heavy in a lot of drinking, just thinking about you, because you're the one that got away, male or female. You are the one that got away. With all that cash. Look at that. Pentacle, 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 pentacle. And got something new on the table that you're creating and developing that's going to turn into a pinnacle. Okay. Yeah. Even the devil know to stand down. Even the devil know to stand down. Like, you know what? The collective is really on their ish. I better just put my shades on and go for a walk. As a matter of fact, I'm going to park my bike. I can't mess with the collective. You know, they're too tapped in. They're too protected. And that old game that I used to run, the collective's not buying it. I better go in another direction. Even the devil knows to respect you. You know, anyone trying to project or send negative energy, no weapon formed against the collective will ever prosper. You are protected. You are safe. You are on the right path. Be patient with yourself. Give yourself grace for all you have endured. And embrace the adventure that's ahead. Because it's a beautiful one. It's a lovely one. This is your time to celebrate and turn up and be proud of you. Celebrate the small wins, the big wins, and the medium ones. Okay? We had the 10 of Cups, now we got the 10 of Pentacles. More than enough. Okay? New energy, new love. Some of you, the exes ain't liking that. Yeah, I heard they got something that somebody knew. Whatever. kind of energy, male or female. Because this is you. Celebrating and being celebrated. Now, this energy is new to you. So don't be oblivious. You don't have to be nervous or paranoid. If something does not resonate with you, a person, an idea, be honest. You don't have to accept it moving ahead because this energy is going to be new to you. This Six of Wands is you celebrating after a long time of like hard work or enduring a whole lot of suffering like we're speaking of. But you're also having people celebrate you. You have new energy in your life, new friends, and new friends that feel like family. Family ain't always blood related. New friends that feel like family and new friends and new love in your life. And so this new energy, the difference is, because you have a lot of haters have been in your life, non-supportive, especially your family, for some of you, especially your parents. Okay. All right. Put it where it resonates. But this new timeline, these people are rooting for you. These are people who have something to lose. You want to be mindful of dealing with people who feel like they have nothing to lose. That could be very risque. But on this new timeline, these people have their own thing going on, their own money. They're not jealous. They're not envious. They're likely to not gatekeep information, maybe assist you if you're looking for something in particular, okay, or you need something done. These are people who want to see you win. So be patient with yourself. If you haven't experienced this yet, it's coming towards you. And Spirit is saying you're going to feel like like you're dreaming, like this is much different. This is what a new timeline feels like. This is what manifestation feels like. This is what prosperity and abundance feels like. This is what being confident and wealthy and winning feels like. It's your winning season, and no one can take it away from you or destroy it. And you need to know that you and your family are protected if you are a single parent. All is well for you. So you need to trust that and stand on that. But this new energy is going to be better than you could imagine. You're going to have people wanting to volunteer and give and do things for you out of nowhere. It's going to feel very magical. You're going to think you're in a dream. You may pinch yourself. Okay? So with the Two of Wands, you've already made the choice. You're choosing yourself, collective. You've already made the choice. You're choosing you, as you should. And you understand that this is an illusion. Usually in a tarot deck, the swords is around the person, but these swords are on the wall. So this is an illusion. You're not stuck. This guy could walk away. They're not around him. They're painted on the wall. The Eight of Swords represents feeling binded or confined to a situation. You're not binded to anything or anyone. Okay? And you're going to be looking just like him, surprised and shocked at all the prosperity, all the love, the respect and abundance that is being orchestrated to consistently flow into your life. You and your children, if you are a parental figure, or even if you're not. You're being prepared. Things are being orchestrated in spaces and places. And so this reading, it's being extended because the divine wants you to know, to stay focused and remain optimistic. Everyone needs encouragement from time to time. There's nothing wrong with encouragement. Even a person who's considered to be already successful needs encouragement or upliftment or some kind of go-to to recalibrate their energy. And there's nothing wrong with that. With teacher here, allow the lessons in life moving forward to be a teacher. It's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to change your mind. It's okay to be you and be authentic and true to yourself. But allow these lessons to be a teacher for you. Even your observations of what you see other people experience. Yes, we gossip as humans about what we see, but also we can observe and learn and say, I need to remember not to do that. That is not a good decision. Maybe I need to remember not to do that. hmm It's all about perception and being willing to shift your perception and being willing to acknowledge that where or when a change needs to occur and being willing to do the work. hmm The Wheel of Fortune is in your favor and it's turning in the right direction. The Wheel of Fortune is well oiled. And it's protected. That's protection. That's what that represents. Okay? That's what that symbol represents. And we have Anubis here. We have the snake on here. We have the snake. Have Jupiter energy. We have the snake on this hand represents transformation. On the other hand, we have Anubis here. Okay? A guardian of the passed on loved ones of the ancestors. Okay? That's the black jackal head. Deity. The blackness of the jackal head of Anubis represents embalming fluid, the process of when a person transition as they prepare the corpse or the body. That's what the black represents. So the ancestors are speaking in this Wheel of Fortune as I see Anubis and the snake representing transformation. Okay. And the Taureau pendulum here, you're protected. The ancestors are sending protection. The symbolisms in this picture here, the Jupiter energy, that's your money. That's that 10 of cups, the Jupiter energy here. That's that 10. We have the 10 of cups. We have the 10 of pentacles. Okay. And then no, you all right. I might find, I might not. I got cards everywhere. Yeah. Yeah. Go get your blessing. No more of this. Keep your head out of this energy. Keep your head out of this energy. This is not you. This ain't for you. This is the past. It is gone. And if it come up, that ain't your energy. Return to sender. Practice spiritual hygiene. Okay? Get you some affirmations. Read you a scripture. Get out into nature. It's time to relax. You are on the timeline of relaxation, peace, love, prosperity, abundance. That's where you at. Collective. This concludes the read, and I trust that it assists you for your highest good. Be patient with yourself. Give yourself grace. Do not allow anyone to come into your life and sway you. I'm steady pulling cards. You've already experienced being gaslighted from relationships where people were pretending to be in love with you, and don't let nobody come and sway you or swooze you or smooth you, and you're busy and you're focused. You're building. People know that you are building. You will be sent tests as well to see, are you focused? Are you really about that life? Are you going to get down and lay down? You will be tested to find out, are you really about that life? Be mindful. This is not to project fear. Spirit is just saying, be mindful. Don't allow, when you got a good thing going, male or female, different people to come into your life and change your plan or change your goal, or change your idea of how you see yourself after all the work you have done. Don't allow people to come into your life with that kind of energy. This concludes the read. I trust and hope it assists you for your highest good. Later.